welcome to another Zencast, and we are here to review the Apple Studio Display. Now look, I wasn't going to make this video because there's about 1 billion videos with people already reviewing this product. A lot of them are the main tech reviewers that you see, and I just watched them all, and look, there are some good ones out there, okay, I'm not going to lie, but there are just some that are just so mind-boggling that it's like, that's what you're harping on, or that's what you're like talking about. And listen, I'm going to get to that towards the end of the video, so watch the whole video through. But first, I think I have a little bit of a unique perspective on the Apple Studio Display, okay? Because I work in front of computers all day. I am staring at a computer all day. And my previous computer was a 27-inch 5K Retina iMac from 2017, okay? So I've had an iMac from 2017, and this thing was fully loaded at the time, so it was a beast and actually held up very, very well, okay? But I've been staring at that 27-inch 5K Retina iMac display for 5 years. Right? 2017, it's 2022. So when I put a new monitor on my desk and I start staring at it, I think I'm going to have a little bit of perspective of, is it just the same monitor? Like a lot of people are like, oh, just the same monitor. They just put the same monitor in there. No, it's not just the same monitor. So let's get into it. So first of all, let me talk about my old setup again. That 27-inch 5K Retina 2017 iMac, right? I had speakers on the desk, I had the microphone on the desk, and I had a pretty bad camera in there, and I'll get to this, the new camera that the new one comes with. But again, it wasn't all that impressive, that camera. I don't even know the specs on it. I do more work this way, so it didn't really matter, right? But speakers and everything, right? A ton of wires coming out the back and so on. So I ordered the new Apple Studio Display because I ordered a new Apple Studio, okay? As I'm finally upgrading my Mac after 5 years. It was time to upgrade my Mac, and again, that was an Intel Mac. I really wanted to get into new Apple Silicon, and I was waiting for another iMac, right? The 24-inch was not going to cut it. Remember, I've been staring at a 27-inch, right? So I waited, and looks like maybe Apple's not going to do a 27-inch iMac. Anyway, the Studio is definitely the thing that was going to work for me. So let's talk about the display. Obviously, these specs you guys all already know, but I'm going to list them anyway. It's the 27-inch 5K Retina display. That's 5120 by 2880 resolution at 218 pixels per inch. 600 nits of brightness, support for 1 billion colors, the wide color P3 gamut, and True Tone technology. If you go looking at other monitor choices, screen choices for a computer right now, you go to Amazon, you just pull it up, right? You're going to get a bunch of 4K options. There's very limited 5K options, okay? So 4K is 3840 by 2160. And I put the size differential, resolution differential on that little board up there, okay? So you kind of see which one the 5K is, 4K is smaller, right? So I've been using a 5K monitor for 5 years. When I was trying to figure out, should I buy this monitor or not, it was really about, am I going to downgrade to a 4K monitor? I mean, is that going to be okay with me? I'm going to be sitting staring at it. I'm going to notice that, okay? I think I'm going to notice that space change. I like my space, and there's super ultra wide 4Ks. My desk can't handle a super ultra wide 4K. It just can't. So with that, I really liked the way the iMac sat at my desk, and this had similar form. Listen, it's got the thinner bezel, it's taking up less room, doesn't have the chin, right? I mean, it's obviously different, but I mean, it's still the same size monitor, and that's what I've been staring at. So that's kind of one of the things that was like, I have to go this way. Also, those other monitors, on the market. I mean, the backs of them. My desk is in the middle of the table, okay, of the room. Sorry, and you see when you walk in the back of that monitor, okay, and the things that I've seen, these plastic, they're bulky. They don't look nice from behind, okay? And I'll tell you, I like the way things look from behind, okay? I digress. We're getting off topic. But the 27-inch studio display looks great from behind. I mean, it's amazing looking. It's sleek, okay? And the cable management, it's got a few ports back there, right? It's got the one Thunderbolt port, 3 USB-C ports. That's the other thing. I was looking at, some options. And yeah, you could find a cheap 4K monitor. It's HDMI. HDMI is thick and bulky compared to Thunderbolt, okay? Why do I want that, right? Like, I want it to look really good. I want to be using the best technology, and the Thunderbolt is where it's at compared to the old HDMI, right? It's not HDMI 2.1 on these cheaper monitors that I'm mentioning. Okay, so yeah, with all that, just by looks alone, the Apple Studio Display had a check mark, had a Pro. Okay, the other ones, cheaper. Okay, that's their Pro, but the way they look, the way they're going to look on my desk, the wires, right? Con. Next, sound quality. Okay, again, I told you I had that 27-inch iMac. I had speakers on my table, right? So not only you have speakers on the table, then you have speaker wires. Okay, remember that, right? You not only have speakers, then you got wires. Each one's got a wire. You got a subwoofer, it's got another wire. They got to get power, and then there's wires going everywhere. Something's got to plug into the computer, right? Into the headphone jack to run it. Sometimes you have to plug in two things. I've seen those. Sometimes they use up a USB depending on what type of speaker system you're getting, right? So wires and clutter. This thing's got some built-in speakers, and I'll say I had those speakers on my old iMac, and I unplugged them the week before I got the new setup, right? I just want to use the iMac without the speakers. And I did, and I can tell you right away when I unplugged it, I was like, eeh. But I got used to it. I got used to that quality. But then when I got the studio display and the Mac Studio computer, and I plugged it all in, and I started listening to music, started watching some YouTube videos, started watching some movies, all the stuff on it, what I get, I was like, wow, the sound quality is amazing. I do not need to hook up those speakers again. They're not hooked up on my wife's side of the desk, and I could hear those, and they don't sound any better than the studio speakers. So yeah, speakers, that's another check mark. Now, listen, unless you want to spend $1,000 on speakers, but if you're going to sit there and tell me, the Apple Cinema display is too expensive, then you're going to spend $1,000 on a speaker system. Well, clearly money is not an object to you, okay? So you can't use those two arguments together. All right, so now let's go about, how did it look, Chris? How did it look? Well, I'm staring at it. I've been using it. It's been a couple of weeks now, right? A week and a half. And I will tell you, the moment I turn it on, I notice the difference. I don't notice the colors. I don't notice the crispness. I don't notice the brightness. But I noticed the difference, okay? My eyes noticed the difference. Everything looked better. Everything. The icons, the windows, the web browsing, the web images, the video editing that I was doing. Everything just looks so much better. And the other computer is right on the other desk, so I have it on. And I could see and compare, walk over, make sure you're getting the right angle. And I started playing with turning up the brightness on both of them all the way, putting on the same image. Yeah, I'm not going to do it I'm not going to show it to you because you can't see. You're watching it through your computer screen. So what I always hate is people try to do reviews and they try to show the camera, what the screen looks like. It's like I'm watching it. If I'm watching it through a CRT, it ain't gonna look good, right? So it kind of depends on what you're watching it through. You gotta have to see it in person, and that's why I think that this review is a little bit unique, where I can actually tell you that I was coming from a 2017 5K Retina iMac, staring at it for 5 years, and then just after plugging in the new cinema display, I can tell visually the difference. And it was a pleasant difference. Okay, and not saying that the other one was bad; it was good, but it was definitely a pleasant difference, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So lastly, we go on to the camera, right? I did mention the camera. Now, the camera it's a 1080p camera, right? It does do that cool center stage thing where like it's like, so it starts in a little bit zoomed in on you, so that this way if other people walk into the frame or if you start walking around, it kind of does like a tracking effect by zooming out, and it kind of almost looks like the camera is actually moving and following you, even though it's not. It's all being done through software. It's a very clever trick that they do. But yeah, the quality is 1080p. Okay, like if you want to be filming really good quality stuff, you're gonna buy a separate camera, right? But with that, it also doesn't seem like it's as good as their other cameras and some of their other devices. And Apple said there's like a software bug or something, and it's supposed to be fixed in a software update. So we'll see, or get better in a software update. So we'll see with that. But I mean, the webcam, like I said, it's decent. It's going to do its job for Zoom, FaceTime, and so on. But if you're sitting there and you want to like stream on Twitch or YouTube, and you're going to use that as your primary webcam, you're not going to do that. If you're one of those people, you probably already have a really good webcam, right? A 4K something, right? You probably already have that equipment, or if you're just getting into it, you're going to end up getting that equipment, okay? And at that point, by the way, you're spending some money, right? So the webcam coming in here, it's good. It's good for those videos where you're like nice and small at the bottom when you're sharing your screen, because at that point, you're nice and small at the bottom, right? But other than that, yeah, it's good for your normal stuff. Talking to grandma, talking to grandpa, talking to mom and dad, your brother, sister, your friends from other places, right? Okay, so it's gonna get the job done. No one's gonna complain about it. I almost forgot the microphone. It is a studio quality 3 mic array with high signal to noise ratio and directional beamforming, and it supports Hey Siri. Now I'm gonna record that exact same sentence with the mic on the studio display. I almost forgot the mic. It's a studio quality 3 mic array with high signal to noise ratio and directional beamforming, and it supports Hey Siri. I've switched back to my normal mic just so you could hear the difference some more. So again, the built-in mics are nice for like FaceTime and, whatever, some quick recordings and so on, but you're not going to content create with them. So now let's talk about the power cable. Oh my God, Apple, you put the power cable in it and you made it so that we can't remove it. Technically, we can't remove it. I can't believe how many videos I have seen where this is like the end of the world. Like, they've gone too far now, okay? Power cable. So, first off, I've had computers since I was like 10. I have never ever replaced a power cable, the computer or the display. I've had TVs. I've never replaced power cable. Okay? I've been on this earth a while, alright? I haven't replaced power cable. But, alright, maybe some of you are a little bit clumsy. Okay, you got some animals that like to bite on power cables and somehow live through it. So, if in the event your power cable does get trashed, okay, you go to the Apple store and you will replace the power cable, right? They have a special tool to pull it out. I mean, you could brute force and pull it out. There are videos. Go watch it, okay? You shouldn't. Please don't, okay? But you can. But there's a tool that makes it nice and easy, pops it out, and then putting it back in, by the way, from those videos seems very easy also. So you still have to go buy another power cable. You're going to get it from Apple. So now I heard your argument. Well, they put the MagSafe on the 24-inch iMac. Why didn't they do that on this? We're paying so much money. They could have at least done that. Well, what does that accomplish? Okay? If your argument is, I don't want to have to go to the Apple store, okay, to get a new power cable, to get my power cable replaced. If your MagSafe power cable gets ruined, The same way apparently your current cables can get ruined. If that gets ruined, you still have to make a trip to the Apple store to buy another one from Apple, because you're not buying it from Radio Shack. By the way, does Radio Shack still exist, or are they like Blockbuster? Anyway, I digress. You understand? Like, you still have to get it from Apple. So it's the same thing. But yeah, it was just mind-boggling how it was like, oh my God, like, we're paying this much money and I can't remove the power cable? I don't remove the power cable. The only time I could see where I removed the power cable was when I was lazy. Yes, lazy, okay? And I was trying to redo some wires, and it was just easier to remove it from the back of the iMac and then go like this. But you know what ends up happening? It's all with all the other wires and the speaker wires and all that stuff that I was mentioning. Like, I did the job, and afterwards I was like, you know what? I need to actually remove the whole thing, okay? Like, it wasn't going to happen that way. So don't be lazy, okay? Just run the wires properly. Anyway, so that was my little rant on the power cable and all the videos that I watched with people obsessed with that power cable, okay? So the bottom line, is this monitor for you? Well, if you're in my situation, if you're coming from a 27-inch 5K iMac, okay, and now you're upgrading to a MacBook Pro and you want an extra monitor, or you're upgrading to the Mac Studio and you need a monitor, well, if you've been staring at that 5K 27-inch iMac, when you get this, you are not going to be disappointed. You're going to love it, okay? Yeah, you're paying for it, but you're going to love it. If you go ahead and buy one of the cheaper options on Amazon, one of the 4K, smaller resolution, plasticky back, all bumpy, rickety, not sturdy, creaky, okay? Maybe running HDMI only, like, you really cheap out. Are you gonna love it? No. You're gonna look at it and you're gonna compare it to what you've been looking at for the years you've been staring at, your 5K monitor. So in this case, I think if you're in that situation, then yeah, get this. But hey, if you've already been using a 4K monitor or one of these other ones, then you're not gonna, why upgrade to this? You want to upgrade? I mean, if you have the money, price is no object, go for it. But other than that, stick to what you got, right? And specifically if you have like a MacBook, those things come with nice displays. You kind of want that secondary display as a secondary display. So at that point, I'd probably say you don't need the Apple Studio Display. I personally think that, again, it's not for everyone, but I mean, what some of these YouTubers and other reviewers are complaining about, I just think it's complaining just to get the hits, just to get the clicks. And speaking of the hits and the clicks, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment. Do you have this display? Do you like it? Or maybe after you watch this video and you decide to go get it, right? Make a comment. Was I right? Specifically, I'm telling you, if you're coming from a 5K 27-inch iMac, you get this display, you are not going to be disappointed. Trust me, Zin is right on this one. All right. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Have a good one, everyone.